Hello everyone, welcome back with another stock update video. I have quite a few things to talk about. Airbnb's earning, Tesla's move, Bitcoin, Uber, all of that we're going to talk in this short and sweet video. So first thing first, the thing that I want to talk to you guys the most about is Airbnb. They announced their earnings today and their earnings were phenomenal. Their earning per share was 73.73, whereas the estimate was sorry, I wrote it down. Hold on, let me check. The estimate was 0.58, so that's a beat. Their revenue expectation was $2.4 billion, whereas they announced the revenue of $2.5 billion. That was also a beat as a result. The Airbnb stock is up 14% in after hours. So wonderful earning. If you guys want to play this tomorrow, swing trade it, I think it'll be a good stock to play, not a personalized financial advice. But this stock has to run at least for a day or so. So if you want to swing trade this, if you are a trader and you know how to trade, I think it'll be a good stock for tomorrow morning. The other thing I wanted to talk about was Tesla. Why is Tesla up 15% in past 2 days? I was actually reading yesterday that Department of sorry, so many people are backlashing Elon Musk. There's lots of conspiracy theories going on about Elon Musk and Tesla. People are just hating Elon right now. I think he has his good days and bad days. The main reason I spoke about in my previous video, the people are concerned that he is very involved in the government and he's not paying full attention to the Tesla company. But the other thing that I read yesterday was that Elon Musk was being lashed out since it was mentioned in the Department of State, I think it was. State Department said that they're going to make that Elon Musk has secured a contract worth $4 million with the State Department for armored Teslas, and armored Teslas don't even exist yet. And people were upset that he's a dishonest man. He's using his influence and he's influencing Trump to get all these contracts because, you know, he's been just his first buddy, all that good stuff. Well, good for him. He's a smart man. He has the money and he doesn't mind investing it wherever he can. In this case, he invested his money on Trump by funding his election campaign. And the main purpose of doing these things for these billionaires is to have the politicians in their pocket, and that's exactly what he has. So it's working out for him, and I think that's very bullish for Tesla. If you and I had the opportunity, I don't know if we'll be this smart to, you know, spend billions of dollars like this on a election campaign, but he knows where to put his money, and he knows what benefits to get out of it when he invests his money on something. And in this case, he invested his money on Trump and his campaign. And the main purpose was because the biggest hurdle in Tesla's full self-driving was the regulations imposed by the government, and he wanted to get rid of those, and that's a very good move for him. As far as the $400 billion contract is concerned, $400 million contract is concerned, yeah, he signed the contract. He doesn't even have the vehicle yet, but he can come up with the vehicle. Just like Uber, I was actually talking to my husband yesterday. He worked for Uber a long time ago, in 2019 to 2021, I think. And then he just found another job, so he started working for a different different company. He was working on mapping for the autonomous cars for Uber, but then Uber just didn't want to pursue this anymore. So Uber sold that part of their business to some other entity, and then my husband had to go find a new job. He was laid off. But I was talking to him, and I was like, you know, I was in Europe last summer, and they have everything Uber now. It's like Uber boats, Uber ships, Uber cycles, Uber rickshaws. Like if you go to Pakistan, they have Uber rickshaws. They have Uber rickshaws, like a three-wheel small automobile kind of. It's like a public transportation that runs in India and Pakistan and maybe in Bangladesh. So they're all listed on Uber. So sky is the limit. Same thing with Tesla. You know, they can make any kind of electric vehicle if they want to. So yeah, it's not there yet, but there are lots of companies who signed the contract before they start the production of the commodities, of goods and services. And that's what he's doing. He signed the contract with the government, and he is going to work on producing um, the required vehicle that the government requires. So I don't think anything is wrong with it. I don't know if that's unethical or not, but if it's unethical, everybody knew it from day one when he was funding his campaign. People should have raised their voices then. It's very open secret. We all know that anywhere in the world, all these top people, the top billionaires, millionaires, or trillionaires, whatever you want to call them, they always have politicians in their pocket, and they always get what they want from them because they have the influence. They know that if we don't listen to them, these millionaires or billionaires, in our next campaign, they're not going to help us. And without their help, they cannot run their campaigns, and they cannot win their elections. So they have to have their support. So it's an open secret. We all know this, and certainly people are just getting upset about it. We cannot change the society in one day. It takes time. It takes a combined effort. And not everybody is going to be ethical in this world. This world is, that's how it has been designed, and that's how it's going to work. Anyways, so I guess the clouds are shedding a little bit, I think. Elon Musk, I think the Tesla stock had pushed back so much that the people, as I said before, if Tesla stock drops below 270, 290, I will buy more shares. And the reason why I was waiting for it to go down if it went down, because my cost bases are extremely low. So I don't want to add to my cost, to my stocks at 340, 350 level and raise my cost basis, because that's not going to benefit me as much. But there are some people who don't have any positions in Tesla, or who did not have any position in Tesla. As soon as it dropped to their desired price range, people just jumped right back in. And also Dan Ives, the Wedbush analyst, he's very famous for tech analysis, and particularly Tesla and Nvidia. Those are, I think, and Palantir, I think, it seems like they're like just his favorite stocks, and Tesla in particular. He reiterated yesterday that his price target is still 550 in the short term, and Tesla has to hit that price. So get in while you can, because once you miss the boat, it's going to be too late. So I think that kind of reinforced the bullish sentiment for Tesla, and that's why Tesla has gone up another 15%. The other thing I wanted to talk about was CPI and PPI release. I wanted to record a small video about CPI data yesterday, but I was like, no, there's so much information on YouTube, on the mainstream media, people can probably understand what's going on. And I was expecting this anyway. The CPI data was hot. Then I said, okay, let's just wait for the PPI. Maybe we'll get a good news from there. But then PPI release was also hot, and then of course that put a little bit downward pressure, but I think market didn't care. Stock just started going back up right after it dropped a little bit yesterday. Today Trump spoke about tariffs. At first they said, well, maybe he'll impose tariffs, so stock market tanked in the early part of the morning, around 10, 11 o'clock, and then suddenly when they said the tariffs are on hold, stock just started the stock market just reversed, and it closed at a very good point. So that's another thing, because there are lots of decisions are being made at the government level. As I said in my previous video, we have to sit back and relax for a couple of months, because the market is going to fluctuate. Market poops regardless. The investors are so dumb and stupid that they just, every little thing, they just freak out and they panic. People are not willing to take any risk when it comes to their money. So investors just pull their money out. And it's amazing that every teeny tiny news you hear, suddenly there's a pullback in the market. It's like the fundamentals of the companies have not changed, the leadership has not changed, their sales haven't changed, their balance sheets haven't changed. Certainly the certain stock will drop. Why? Because there was some rumor about a stock, and now investors are just paranoid, and they just want to take their money out. So now, company is one thing, stock is a very different thing, and people have their sentiments involved and their emotions involved. So whenever I'm invested into some good companies which have strong fundamentals, and they have strong pricing power, they have strong balance sheet, they have strong business model, the real companies like Tesla, Nvidia, Palantir, Uber, Lyft, Airbnb, all these mid to large cap companies, I'm always very confident. If I see pull back, I don't get paranoid. Of course, it hurts. I'm not saying that I'm just so strong. Like, for example, when Tesla went from 480 to 330 all of a sudden, It was lots of red, continuously red, and it did bother me. But a friend of mine, she's, as I mentioned before, she trades with me, and she was like, "Why don't we just sell Tesla and buy at a cheaper rate?" And I said, "No, I will not do this. I'm not worried about Tesla. If anything, I'm worried about all these small caps that I'm holding, because if there is a correction in the market, or if there is a deflation or recession, those are the stocks that are going to get hit hard, and that's what I want to get rid of as quickly as I can, make some money, and just get out of them." But these ones, I don't mind holding long term, 6 months, year, 2 year, and just keep adding to my position and build my portfolio, and I'll be happy with the gains that I get at the end. So Tesla's not going anywhere. I think I'm still bullish. In March, if they introduce their updated version of Model Y, I think that's going to give Tesla another boost. Elon Musk has to say something good for the stockholders, and that will give it a good push. I think it's going to hit $400 very quickly, more soon than we expected to hit. So if you think that you want to get out at $400 range, I think we're going to hit that very soon. The other thing I wanted to talk about was Uber. Um, Uber has been continuously surprising me. Um, so much of my money was stuck into some of the stocks, which I was hoping for them to reverse and just take the money out. And by the time I was done taking the money out, my plan was to sell those stocks once they recover, and I will buy Uber. And by the time I was done doing that, because it took like few weeks for all those stocks going from red to green and give me a little bit of profit, I sold them, and bam, Uber has gone from like $59 all the way $80, and I feel like I have missed the boat. I was reading the analyst opinion, and most of them have buy rating, and they have raised their price target to $200, $92. Some of them, even one of them has even raised the price to $120, which is amazing. My husband, since he worked for Uber, he got lots of equity as a director of his company, and he's been holding Uber since it was $26. So we needed some money, and I said, let's just sell some Uber stocks. So we called our financial advisor, who's who takes care of it, and I said, hey, we need a certain amount of money. We need to sell Uber. He goes, we'll sell it today. And I said, no, we don't need the money until a month later. He said, well, I wouldn't wait because it could go either way. I was like, and it was at $77 at the time. And I said, can it go to at least $85 before we sell? He said, well, that's another 7-8% upside. I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon. But again, they have to just protect themselves legally, so they don't want to give us the wrong advice, so we don't go back and sue them. And I talked to my husband, like, no, these guys piss me off. How are they our financial advisors? He's not advising me at all. And I said, I can see this stock going up to minimum at least $82 within the next week or so. And I was like, I don't want to sell it at $77, because if we sell it, we're going to lose lots of money, because we had to sell a large number of shares to put that money elsewhere. And I was like, I don't want to sell it. Every dollar matters. And that's exactly what happened. It went from $76 to all the way $80 today. I hope, inshallah, it could go up to $82, $85, and then we don't mind selling, because the last all-time high, 52 weeks high, was $87. So if we sell at 85, the number of shares that we need to sell, I think I'll be happy, and my husband will be happy too. But whatever we have left, we have lots of share left after that. That can ride all the way up to 100, 120 at some point, maybe $200. We don't care, because we don't need that money anytime soon. So Uber has been doing well. If you guys want to jump into Uber, you can probably do swing trades and day trades. Again, not a personalized financial advice, but if you want to do a long-term hold, you can just wait for it to pull back a little bit, because every stock that runs up that quickly, it has to pull back a little bit at some point, and those are the good entry points, in my opinion. I always wait. Well, sometimes I don't wait, but mostly I try to wait for the stocks to drop, and then maybe jump up, into the stock and buy it. The Tesla reason why Tesla is going up also is because people have realized that this is one of the biggest AI play is going to be in the future. All these in AI businesses, they're mostly going to work on the autonomous industry and the healthcare industry, like CRISPR therapeutics, like DNA reading. AI is going to be very useful there, and also AI is going to be very useful in the autonomous industry for the most part. So that's why people are, I think, gradually understanding, or I hope they're understanding. All these stock market analysts, they have been telling time and again, the Tesla is not just a car company. It's a future company. It's an AI company. This is something they want to invest in. You want to hold on to it. Um, don't follow the rumors. Have faith in it. And people have been bears have always had been their bearish opinion, which is fine. But if you're bullish, don't be scared. Don't be hesitant. This stock is not going anywhere, inshallah, and we'll all make money. The other thing I wanted to talk about, my favorite, is Bitcoin. I'm going to read something for you because I was reading the analysis of certain analysts, and I'm not a stock analysis kind of person. I don't know how to read charts. I don't know I don't know, uh, whatever they say. It doesn't make any sense to me. I can probably learn it, but I just decide not to. I'm doing fine without it, but I'm going to read it, what they had to say. And I was reading, and it said, Bitcoin price has signaled a fresh bullish momentum after 3 months of consolidation between 91K and 109K. Bitcoin has attempted to mirror gold price action. Midterm Bitcoin price expectation is the price has been trapped between 91K and 109K in the past 3 months. However, crypto analyst Ali Martinez said Bitcoin has been gaining bullish momentum in the last few days, which could lead to trend reversal in case of bullish breakout beyond 109K. Bitcoin price will go to next target price of 144K. Further on, he says if it goes to 144K, that is which coincides with 1.618 monthly Fibonacci extension, whatever that means. I don't know what that means, but if you understand what that means, so obviously it has some technical analysis that he's doing, and he's saying why it should hit the 144K if it hits. He also said Bitcoin must consistently close above the resistance level of around 97K. And he said in order for it to invalidate the bearish sentiment. So if it closed below 97K, that leads to the bearish sentiment, which it has been closing below 97K. So it's still kind of signaling a bearish sentiment, but he said it has reversed in the past 2 weeks, so you can see some signs of reversal from bearish to bullish sentiment. He said level above 92K, bearish sentiment in near term. He also said Bitcoin does not have a robust support level above 92K. A drop below 92 could lead to a crash towards 70K in the subsequent week. If it drops to 70K, God, I'm definitely getting in. As I told you guys, I love Bitcoin so much, and I am so pro Bitcoin. And I think that is one of the best kind of currency that has been created or invented in the history of mankind. This is going to solve our financial problems, our economic problems. This is going to be the best thing that ever happened to mankind. But the problem is, I did not have the money to buy Bitcoin at 90,000, 100,000 level. I have sold some of my positions in some of the stocks that I was waiting for them to recover, and they have recovered. So I think I can accumulate enough money. If it drops to 70, even 75K, even 80K, I think I'll be able to buy a Bitcoin. I know I can buy the fraction of the coins, but I just want to buy the whole coin. I want to be able to own at least one coin. My sentiment for Bitcoin is a little different. I know lots of people use it as a trade asset. It's not something for you to trade or for us to trade. This is an asset which has store of value. We should buy Bitcoin every dip that we get, going up, going down, and we should accumulate, because this is going to be the future currency that will exist in the world. And even if it doesn't, we as an individual can use it as our currency, because it always has it always going to give you more benefit than your fiat currency. So I want to buy the Bitcoin and hold on to it and just ride it. And throughout the whole next 5-10 years, as Bitcoin goes up and goes down, if I have money, I'll obviously nibble on it a little bit more, and I'm going to accumulate it, and I will hold on to this as a store of value until I absolutely need it. So Bitcoin, I think it's going to hit 144K. I just read the analysis to you guys. If it hits those certain technical levels, it has to close over 97K. I'm just trying to explain this to you in simple English. It has to close above 97K consistently in order for it to break the bearish momentum. But in the recent days and weeks, we see that it has not been closing above 97K. There are days it goes close at 91, 92, 95, 96, all that. So once it keeps closing above 97K, then it is going to skyrocket upward towards 144K. They also said that at 91K level, below 91K level, it doesn't have very strong support. So if it goes below 91K at some point, there's a chance that it will crash to $77. But I read another analysis that I told this on my previous video, where the person who did the analysis, he said, well, the way it's looking, and he obviously did a whole technical analysis, and he explained it to the readers, that it could hit $180,000, $85,000 as early as March or April, the latest. So in the next few weeks, we can see 180, 85 grand per Bitcoin, which if that happens, that's like another 90 to 95% upside for Bitcoin. And then he said, beyond that, of course, it's going to fluctuate back and forth for the next few months, and then it will hit 350K, and then after that, beyond that, sky's the limit. So he's very bullish on Bitcoin, and he has done some wonderful analysis as well. I was reading another analyst opinion, and when he was asked a question why, like it seemed like it has been hovering over between 108 and 90K or 95K range for like so long, and she said, no, it hasn't been that long. It's just we're being very impatient. It's because we saw such parabolic moves in Bitcoin that now this couple of months that it has been going on sideways, people are just thinking, oh my God, it has been so long, it's not even moving. And so many people have been investing into other cryptocurrency, these day traders, swing traders, who use every asset as a trading asset. There are, of course, people who are very loyal to Bitcoin and they just accumulate it. And there are those who just flip it on daily basis or weekly basis because they just want to flip every penny and just bring it home. Those are the people who put lots of downward pressure on lots of these stocks and Bitcoin as well. So, but in the short term, 144K, long term, it could go up to 300K by the end of this year. Some analysts say it could go up to 200. One said it could go up to 300, so we'll see where it goes. But regardless, it's going to go up. So if you have the money, please buy it. It's a friendly advice, not a personalized financial advice. And hold on to this at least for a year or 2 years. If you can hold on to it until 2030, you'll be millionaire plus. This thing has analyst unanimous opinion that it could go up to 1 million and between 1 million and 1.5 million or beyond, because once it puts buy pressure on Bitcoin, more and more large investors are going to invest into it. And the other reason why Bitcoin is not jumping up in price, so many investors like ETF funds, etc., they are nibbling into Bitcoin, but they haven't started investing heavily into Bitcoin because it's such a new thing, and I guess it's taking some time for them to convince their clients, because obviously they're using somebody else's money to do so, and in order for them to be able to invest heavy in Bitcoin, they obviously have to be able to convince their clients and make a case. So I guess they'll buy at this price. It's just a small fraction of their portfolio, and once they can show it in the next quarter or so, this is how much we progress because of Bitcoin, I think it's going to create more bullish momentum and more people would be comfortable with this. And then ETF managers and hedge fund managers will be able to convince their clients after showing the results that this is something that we want to hold on to in our portfolio. And I think that's where that momentum is going to grow. And that's where people are predicting 100, 200K or 300K price target by the end of the year, because these ETF managers and hedge funds have to show some track record of these assets to do well before their clients will say, yes, okay, fine, we're comfortable with it, you know. And I think that's why it's taking a little bit longer. So once it starts, then of course there's no end to it, because then they were going to have proven track record of Bitcoin consistently growing larger and larger, and more investors will be comfortable, and more ETF manager will be able to convince their clients, and that's where 2030 is going to reach 1 million or 1.5 million or beyond. So I hope this video helps. Please subscribe to my channel, give my video a thumbs up. I hope you guys are doing fine and making lots of money. Please be very careful. Don't invest the money that you're not willing to lose. It's a very risky business. Yes, it's fun. It's exciting. It gives you this dopamine rush when you make some money. But don't get trapped into this, and be very wise and be very careful, and don't put your family into financial crisis because of your investing addiction. Make sure you have a strategy. Make sure it's okay to cut your losses at some point. If you think certain stocks are not doing well, you can reinvest that money and maybe double, triple that money in less time than it will take for you to wait for those stocks to recover. I have made that mistake. I bought some stocks in 2020 before COVID, and then they collapsed, and I've been holding on to them for 3 years. And now that I look back, of course I was not that smart back then. Now when I look back and I say, well, dang, if I had taken that money out then in 3 years, I would have recovered that money, double, tripled, quadrupled that money by now. But you live and learn, and it's a learning curve. So it's okay to cut down your losses sometimes. Sometimes we just don't feel like doing it because emotionally it hurts, and we just have this hopium that maybe this will go up tomorrow or next week or next month, because there's always some news coming up and you're just anticipating that maybe this will recover. But you know, don't wait too long. If you have a little bit of loss, sell your stock, take that loss, move the money elsewhere. There are so many opportunities in the stock market. If you lost money from here, you can make it elsewhere, even if you lose a few bucks. So again, not a personalized financial advice, but just a strategy that I wanted to share with my viewers, that it just is painful, but develop a habit of doing it. I hope you guys all safe there. Please go out and make some money. Until next video, take care.